a minute. All right. Good morning. Happy Saturday, Ruby Gold Diggers. Happy New Year. I am super excited to be here with Miss Kim Olson. I'm kicking off 2022 with a interview hearing her story about her 2021 journey with Ruby Ribbon. And if you're watching live, show us some love in the comments or let us know if you're watching this on replay. And Kim, I wanted to invite her. Kim is amazing. She's been a stylist with us for a while, and she's just one of my favorite humans on our team. She's always just so giving and cheerful, and a pleasure to work alongside. So I wanted to have her come on here today to share a little bit about how a recent win she's had, how she has had success in 2021 with a really busy plate and working full time. But we'll get into that in a minute, Kim. But before we do, could you share with everyone a little bit about your background, where you're from, what your life circumstances are, and we can kind of go into maybe like what you did before you were a stylist and then what's changed since then.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year to all. So I was born and raised in Northwest Oklahoma. I am a farm girl, well, I grew up on a farm, but I'm not really a farm girl, if that makes sense. So, background is like high school, college, the whole bit, and I love to sing. I'm involved in my church choir. I bowl in a league, so I've got a busy schedule. I do work full time, like Kayla said. For an insurance company. I'm the manager of product development, which means I write a lot of insurance language. So it's not like working for an agency. I work for a company, so I have a highly responsible position because everything that we send out to our customers is what I do. So I have a demanding job. I love my job. Been there with Triangle 18 years. But then, Kayla, in her persistence, I hosted a party for her when was it? It was like early 19, I think it was, and had a very successful party. Ended up with like 1,500 in sales, and so at that time you were getting free products and half price items, and it was great. And I really enjoyed the products that I liked that I got. I was also working part-time had my own other direct sales business with a well-known kitchen product company. We'll just leave it at that. And really was not looking for anything. But Kayla, in her persistence and her gracious persistence, was like, you would be good at this. You should try this. And I'm like, no, I don't need to try this. I'm good. I got my other business. I'm happy with what I'm doing with that. But she kept asking, and then Scott and I were driving to Galveston to get on a cruise. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I should just give this a try. And I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? I make the investment. The kit is valued more than what my investment is. And maybe I can make something of this. And so now, year and a half later, almost 2 years later, here I am.
Awesome. I love it. And it's so funny. You're a woman of many talents, insurance company, bowling league, singing. Those are three things that I am like not talented at whatsoever. So I love how, we have all personalities, all people, all walks of life who come to this business and find success. And I think that's amazing that you have been able to demonstrate how you work this business alongside your full job that you love full time and all of your hobbies that you're involved with. And I know you and your husband have traveled and things like that. So maybe you could speak to a little bit, how have you found the time, or maybe what does that look like for you on a week-to-week basis that you are able to be consistent? Maybe you can share with us some of the minimum things you've been able to do alongside being very busy in different seasons, and then kind of what did that look like for you, building up your customer base, or maybe posting, following up, those sorts of things.
On a weekly basis, so I do my best. I don't always succeed, but I do my best to work consistently, at least very bare minimum, one full evening a week. And so Scott bowls on Tuesday nights. And so I take that opportunity, and that is the evening that I spend 2 or 3 hours in the office working my business consistently. And that looks like either I am making cold contacts to friends in my Facebook friends list, just saying, hey, how's it going? Can I tell you a little bit more about this thing that I've stumbled across? Or following up with ladies that are in my VIP group that I may not have really connected with yet. Just saying, hey, thanks for being in my group. I would love to share more about Ruby Ribbon when you're ready. And following up with people who have ordered or people who are on the fence about ordering. The people in your parties that have filled out the fit form, but they haven't ordered yet. Just making those contacts. And in those 2 or 3 hours, I try not to spend time just doing busy work, like, putting together my party plan for Facebook groups. I don't spend that time doing those kinds of tasks. Those I can do outside of that 2 or 3 hours that I'm spending really working my business, because those are just kind of time sucks. But they're important, but that's not really going to progress my business quickly. So my goal for this coming year is to increase that time to at least 2 nights a week, maybe. And so maybe Sunday nights and Tuesday nights, I can work my business for 2 or 3 hours so that I can get in front of more people and that kind of stuff.
I love that. And I heard you say a couple really important things. And one of them is that you schedule your time. And that's something that all of us, regardless of if we're able to do this business for 20 minutes a day or 2 hours a week, some people do it every day for a few minutes. Some people save, one night, like you were sharing, to do it. And you can get, so much done in a little bit of intentional time. And I know I'm in like a little bit different season of life right now, but if I don't schedule it, I mean, man, it is hard to get, to just, what am I trying to say here? Try to just do it like off the cuff. It's something that even 20 minutes at a time, very intentionally. And I also heard you say, that income producing activities that we talk about, right? So it's so easy to get down like the Facebook scroll hole. Is that what we call it? Where we can just be comparing ourselves to others, or even just get on there to do something and get very distracted. I find that happening to me. Like I'll open up the app to go do some follow-ups or do some posting and connecting. And I might read someone's story and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so touching. And then like one thing leads to another and it's like 7 minutes in and I think, oh my gosh, I was coming on here to do something else. So doing those important income producing activities, you mentioned following up, making connections with old customers, prospective customers, and asking people if they're open to taking a look. So I love that. And can you share with us, so you do have direct selling experience. You mentioned that you were with a kitchen product company for a while. When you first started in direct selling, and I know I didn't tell you this question ahead of time, so I apologize, but I know you'd be able to handle it. If you were talking to somebody who might be new to direct selling or thinking back to when you were new, what is something that you might recommend to them if they're a little bit fearful to get started, or maybe somebody who is a new stylist and just feeling a little bit stuck?
That's a great question. So my director, so I'm sure the kitchen products company that starts with a P, and I've been with them since 2003. So a long time with that company and over $500,000 in sales with them. And so, wow. So I've had some great success, earned several trips. Now, when I first started, you start with the people you start with your friends and family. And my director from the other company would tell me to put together a Frank's list, which is friends, relatives, acquaintances. N is your neighbors. K is people through your kids. And then I think S would be like people on social media and stuff like that. So you start with those people. And the most important lesson I ever learned is do not prejudge. Don't make the decision for them. Just ask the question. Are they interested in learning more? Because if you prejudge, oh, they don't have any money right now. Well, they might be interested in hosting and earning half price. Or they just had a baby. She might be looking for the thing that will hold in her belly and just make her feel more like a female again and not just a mom. You never know. And so we've done some training in the past called Go for No. And I know the word no, it can be so scary, but just bottom line, you got to get over it. You have to get over hearing the word no. So I liken it to at the end of a meal, you're at a restaurant and the waiter asks you if you would like dessert and you say yes or no. If you say no, I can guarantee you that that waiter does not take it personally. You are
Sure.
saying no to opportunity. You're not saying no to him or her. So think of it that way. You are offering them dessert. And if they say no, okay. And then you can ask the leading questions. It's like, is that no, like never? Or is that just no, not right now? And if it's not right now, you say, can I follow up with you in 2 or 3 months or 6 months or whatever's better for them, and make it about them. But try your hardest to get over the fear of no, because it's really, you're going to have a lot of no's. You're just going to have to get over it.
So true. Such a good point. And, something that I wish I would have understood sooner is, they're not rejecting you personally. And it's just not right now. We hear that too. And I feel, I waitressed in the past, and we always just offered it to everyone, because the only invitation somebody is offended by is the one that they don't get, right? You hear that waitress at the person's table next to you offering them dessert, and you think, well, why doesn't she offer me dessert?
Yeah,
Why
I might like the chocolate cake
to have that offer. Yes. So can totally relate to that. And the other thing I think is important to realize, and I'm new to direct selling with the camis, and so when I got started too, it can feel defeating when you might not have success in your initial few months. And what I have learned since is that we can't really put that kind of pressure on ourselves and expect to be amazing at something that we're brand new at, like bowling or singing in the church choir. If I walked into a bowling alley, I definitely, or the church choir, I'd probably be kicked out, right? That's not something that I am talented at, because I've never practiced, doing that. But you, after years of practicing in your bowling league, I'm sure that you can get strikes way more often, than somebody who doesn't. So, anyway,
so,
if
but
you
I really
are,
stink, but
and what was that?
You would think I could get strikes, but I really stink. But it's okay. It's fun. So
right. Well, see, now even if you don't get a strike every time, with your consistency, applied to bowling, I'm sure that you're better than you were, right?
Yep. Oh, definitely better.
Awesome. Yes, good. So, okay. So Kim, what is something, so you shared, your location and what you're up to in your life now. What is something that has changed for you after becoming a stylist, either financially or, emotionally, anything, that has been different for you?
Probably the greatest thing that I have found with this community of women is just that. Is the lifelong friends that I have met in the last 2 years, ladies that I never would have met outside of Ruby Ribbon, and they genuinely want you to succeed, whatever that success looks like for you. We have rock stars on our team, and I cheer them on. In my stage of life right now, that's not where I am, and that's okay, because I'm finding the success that I need for me and my husband and our dog. Kayla's looking at, this is her full-time income, and that's fabulous. And you're willing and to spend the time to build an income where you can not have to work outside the home, which is fantastic. For me, it's play money, vacation money. But the idea is, for now, I'm building a base now so that when I do retire from my full-time job, we don't have to take a big income hit when I have to start paying for health insurance. That's the bottom line. That's really what it is. Because Scott and I were talking about that last night on the way home from the city. But yeah, so, but that's what I found is direct sales is what you make of it. It can be your full-time job, it can be a hobby, it can be anywhere in between. But that's what's great about this kind of industry. And I don't know about you, I can't tell you how many different kinds of like shapewear and wire-free cami ads and all that stuff I'm seeing on Facebook anymore, but we've got the best product out there, and now's the time to get it and build your base now, because in 5 years, I think you'll be shocked at where our company is going to be.
I love it. So well said, Kim. Oh my goodness. And so true, and our goals can evolve too. So I
Hmm.
love that you shared, what your goal is now. It's play money for you. When I got started, it was like really important. This helped us pay for extra
Hmm.
groceries as we were growing our
Right.
family. And, it has since funded travel and, now more of a full-time income for our family too. And I love that there's a place for everyone at our table.
Hmm.
And if you're just here, like you said, for the sisterhood and community, maybe you want your camis at a discount, that's okay too. There's room for
Hmm.
you. We'd love to have you. And we're so blessed by these relationships from this. So, ladies, if you are watching live, give Kim some love in the comments, and if you're watching this on replay later, let us know. And if you are a stylist and you want to share your story with us, a recent win that you've had in your business, or something that you love about what we do, let me know, and we can spotlight you on our next interview too. So, Kim, thank you so much for your time this morning. I know it is New Year's Day and you are a busy lady, so I appreciate your time. And I look forward to doing one of these again with you in 2022.
Hmm.
And Happy New Year to everyone watching. Thank you so much.
All
Bye
right. Have a
bye.
good day.